In recent years, there's been a growing trend of Canadians venturing beyond their borders, swapping the familiar maple leaf for foreign lands. It's a phenomenon that's been steadily on the rise, but what could possibly be driving this exodus from the Great White North? According to data from Statistics Canada, 2023 saw record highs in emigration out of Canada. Canada, renowned for its stunning landscapes, friendly locals, and overall high quality of life, seems like an ideal place to call home, right? Yet, despite its numerous charms, a substantial number of Canadians are opting for a change of scenery. It's not a decision made on a whim, but rather, a calculated move driven by an array of compelling factors. Now you might be wondering, what possibly could cause someone to leave behind the land of poutine, hockey, and the Northern Lights? Well, there's no one-size-fits-all answer. The reasons are as diverse as the individuals making the leap. Each person has their own unique set of circumstances, motivations, and goals that guide their decision. But, fear not, we've crunched the numbers, sifted through the data, compiled a list of the top 5 reasons that are prompting Canadians to seek greener pastures. This isn't a spur-of-the-moment decision, nor is it a blind leap into the unknown. It's a measured response to a set of conditions that, for many, have become untenable. In this countdown, we'll delve into each reason in depth, shedding light on the factors that are making Canadians reconsider their homeland as their place of residence. From the state of the job market, to the cost of living, we're going to unpack it all. So, whether you're a curious observer or a Canadian contemplating a big move, this countdown is sure to provide some valuable insights. So, without further ado, let's dive into the top 5 reasons why Canadians are saying goodbye to their homeland. Starting off at number 5, we have the poor job market and stagnant wages. Now, let's take a stroll down the economic lane of Canada. Imagine a market flooded with many hopeful job seekers, but with few high-paying opportunities available. That's the reality for many Canadians today. Unemployment rates have been consistently high. In fact, in the past decade, the number of jobless Canadians has seen a significant increase. But it's not just about the lack of jobs. The jobs that do exist aren't exactly abundant in riches. Wage growth in Canada has been, for lack of a better term, sluggish. It's like a snail race where there's no finish line in sight. For many, it feels like running on a hamster wheel, working hard but not really getting anywhere. Now let's sprinkle some numbers into this mix to paint a clearer picture. Over the past 20 years, real wages have barely budged. When you take inflation into account, the average Canadian worker is earning virtually the same today as they were 2 decades ago. Let's put this in perspective. Imagine working tirelessly, year after year, only to find that your paycheck has barely kept up with the cost of living. It's like being stuck in economic quicksand. The harder you struggle, the deeper you sink. But it's not just individuals who are affected. This wage stagnation has broader repercussions. It affects family budgets, making it harder for people to save for the future or invest in things like education or housing. It affects consumer spending, which in turn affects the overall health of the economy. In a nutshell, the job market in Canada is like a tough, unyielding terrain. There are mountains of challenges, from high unemployment rates to low wage growth. And these aren't small molehills. They're towering Everest-like challenges that cast long shadows over the lives of many Canadians. It's no surprise then that many Canadians are seeking greener pastures elsewhere. Coming in at number 4 is the failing healthcare system. Now, we don't mean to imply that Canada's healthcare system is all bad. In fact, it has many merits, such as its commitment to universal healthcare. However, it's also true that the system is plagued with issues that are causing many Canadians to look abroad for better options. One of the most glaring issues is the long wait times. According to a report by the Commonwealth Fund, Canadians face some of the longest wait times for healthcare among 11 high-income countries. Patients often have to wait for months, even years, to get an appointment with a specialist. And once they do get an appointment, they may have to wait for hours in the waiting room before they're seen. These wait times can be not only frustrating but also dangerous for those with serious health conditions. Another significant issue is the lack of resources. Canada has fewer doctors per capita than many other developed countries. This shortage of healthcare professionals leads to overworked staff and underserved patients. It's not uncommon for Canadians to have to travel long distances to access certain medical services. And even when they do get access, the quality of care can vary greatly depending on where they live. Then, there's the issue of cost. While Canada's healthcare system is publicly funded, it doesn't cover everything. Many Canadians have to pay out of pocket for prescription drugs, dental care, and certain types of therapy. These costs can add up quickly, especially for those with chronic health conditions. Lastly, let's not forget about the mental health crisis. Despite growing awareness of mental health issues, many Canadians still struggle to access the care they need. Mental health services are often underfunded and overcrowded, leaving many to struggle in silence. For many Canadians, these healthcare issues are too much to bear. They're leaving in search of countries with more efficient healthcare systems, where they can get the care they need without the long waits, high costs, and lack of resources, and who can blame them? At number 3, we have rising crime rates. It's a sad but true fact that crime rates in Canada have been steadily climbing. This is a concern that's been echoed across the country, from the bustling metropolitan areas of Toronto and Vancouver to the more rural communities of Manitoba and Alberta. Let's delve into the specifics. Violent crimes, which include offenses such as assault, robbery, and homicide, have seen a significant uptick. In the past few years alone, the rates of these crimes have increased by a staggering amount. This rise in violence is unsettling to say the least, and it's causing a great deal of anxiety among Canadians who once felt safe in their own neighborhoods. But it's not just violent crimes that are on the rise. Property crimes, including burglary, theft, and vandalism, have also seen a surge. These crimes may not carry the same immediate threat to personal safety as violent offenses, but they contribute to a general atmosphere of insecurity and fear. So, why are crime rates increasing? Well, the answer isn't straightforward. Experts point to a range of factors, from socioeconomic issues like poverty and unemployment, to broader societal challenges such as drug addiction and mental health problems. And while the government and law enforcement agencies are working hard to tackle these issues, it's clear that there's still a long way to go. This rise in crime has far-reaching implications. It impacts not just the victims, but also the wider community, eroding trust and fostering fear. It can deter investment in tourism, hampering economic growth, but perhaps most importantly, it's affecting the quality of life for Canadians, making them feel less safe in their own homes and communities. So, it's no wonder that this surge in crime is prompting many Canadians to consider moving elsewhere. Whether it's to a different part of Canada with lower crime rates or to another country entirely, more and more people are seeking out safer environments for themselves and their families. Sadly, this rise in crime is driving many Canadians to seek safer environments. The second reason why Canadians are leaving is the harsh winter weather. Imagine waking up to a world blanketed in snow and temperatures that make your breath freeze in mid-air. This is not just one day or a week, but for several months of the year. Canada is known for its extreme winter conditions, with temperatures often plunging below 0 degrees Celsius, and that's without factoring in the wind chill. Snowstorms are frequent, depositing heaps of snow that disrupt daily life. The roads become icy and treacherous, making commuting a challenge. The days grow shorter, and the lack of sunlight can take a toll on one's mood and overall well-being. Then there's the added cost of winter gear, heating, and the constant shoveling of snow. Living through a Canadian winter is no easy task. It tests your resilience, your patience, and sometimes your sanity. With winters like these, it's understandable why some Canadians are choosing to relocate. And the number one reason why Canadians are leaving their country is the high cost of living. It's a fact that can't be ignored. From the Atlantic to the Pacific, the cost of living in Canada is skyrocketing. Inflation has become a silent thief, subtly but steadily eroding the purchasing power of hard-earned Canadian dollars. The price of goods and services is constantly on the rise, making it difficult for average Canadians to maintain their standard of living. Then there's the elephant in the room: the housing market. The cost of homes in many Canadian cities has hit the stratosphere, making home ownership a dream that's slipping out of reach for many. Rent isn't any better either. High rental costs are forcing Canadians to consider other options, other countries. Canadians are seeking greener, or perhaps cheaper, pastures. The high cost of living is unfortunately the final straw for many Canadians. So, there you have it. The top 5 reasons why Canadians are leaving Canada. Let's take a quick recap. We started at number 5 with a poor job market and stagnant wages, moved on to a failing healthcare system at number 4, and then highlighted the rising crime rates at number 3. At number 2, we talked about the harsh winter weather, and finally at number 1, we discussed the high cost of living, including inflation and high housing costs. Despite these challenges, let's not forget that Canada remains a beautiful country with much to offer. Its stunning landscapes, rich history, and diverse culture make it a place many are proud to call home. Yet it's a tough decision to leave one's home country, but for many Canadians, it's a choice they feel compelled to make. Thanks for watching and remember to subscribe for more insightful videos.